One of the movies that we saw a preview for back at CinemaCon of last year, and that all the trailers that have come out since have just got me really excited about it, is this brand new Sam Raimi film, Send Help. This looked fantastic. And what could have easily just devolved into looking like another, oh, a plane crashes and they're stuck on an island. Haven't seen that before, kind of thing, which you'd be forgiven if that was kind of your first thought about it. But as you watch the trailers and the previews, it just looks like this great psychological thriller. And of course, you got good Canadian girl, Rachel McAdams in there leading the way on it. I thought the character work looked great. I just thought everything looked really fantastic. And I'm a big fan of Sam Raimi, so I've been really excited about checking it out. Well, it's all good to think trailers look okay, but then you got to wait until the reviews themselves come out. And the reviews are now out, and they're pretty great. As of this recording, Send Help is holding a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes with over 50 reviews already being registered. So let's go over and take a look at some of these reviews, shall we? Metro wrote, McAdams and Dylan O'Brien clearly relish letting rip in the gleefully vicious Send Help, which entertains, horrifies, that shouldn't surprise us with it being a Sam Raimi film, and makes painfully salient points about work culture equally. More genre mashups like this should be made. I welcomed every spurt of blood. Slant Magazine liked it, saying, this is an immensely effective a tropical island set chamber drama in which two characters see their gender and labor relations start to reverse in ways that eventually reveal surprising ambiguities. The Dum Dums wrote, what works so well about the great and relatable premise is the story of advancements, which could easily be predictable since it could write itself, and the over-the-top Raimi violence is the icing on top. AV Movie Guy wrote, no matter what, Sam Raimi has taken us back to genre movie paradise. Send Help is an absolutely unhinged splash. The Hot Button wrote, Send Help has some big surprises, but the core plays the two actors pretty perfect. The director loves to push it, though in this case, not far enough to scare people away. And Rachel McAdams can't stop watching her. Our friend Jeremy Johns wrote, in the end, solid thriller here. Culture Mix wrote, this viciously funny horror comedy is not a typical stranded on an island story. The movie taps into rage that employees can feel when they have a horrible boss, and it shows what can happen when a downtrodden person gets the upper hand. Cosmic Circus wrote, there are so many singular images in Raimi's latest that seem too perfect or what we've come to know and love from the filmmaker without feeling like he's outright copying himself or anyone else for that matter. The folks over at Dread Central wrote, Sam Raimi's Send Help is an enjoyable, uneven survival thriller that plays out safer than necessary. CNET liked it, saying, suspense, horror, and wild action and dark humor make this a must-see film. And then we got a negative one. We got our first one that didn't like it. The folks over at Screen Anarchy wrote, Send Help works as a comedy every so often, whether it's because of Raimi's penchant for making violence downright goofy or the star's charisma, but it's so overlong and stagnant as anything else that the majority of it is just a slog. Now, the rest all seem to be positive there as well, but I wanted to make sure we threw in a negative one there as well. Anyway, Rob, when we first saw the previews for this, it kind of caught us off guard because at first it just looks like a workplace thriller. And then the airplane crash happens, and then it totally went off on another direction. And then all of a sudden, who looked like was the good guy and who was the bad guy in the opening of the previews kind of changes roles, where maybe the bad guy becomes our hero and our good guy becomes the threat, the villain. I mean, I don't know. It plays with a lot of things. I'm thrilled to see the reviews for it, though. It seems like across the board, they're saying it is funny and horrifying. All the things a good Sam Raimi film should be that's not called Spider-Man. So I'm loving what I'm hearing. Anyway, Rob, where's your expectations been for Send Help? Where's your enthusiasm level been? And what are you taking away from these reviews we've been getting here?
Well, Sam Raimi, obviously the first time I ever saw a Sam Raimi movie was in the early 80s. Stephen King was talking about The Evil Dead, and I'm like, yeah, we'll see. And then I went to see that in a theater. It blew me away Been a fan ever since, even when he did things that nobody remembers, like the XYZ murders. I'm a huge I'm a huge Stephen King fan. I'm a huge Sam Raimi fan. I was lucky to work on Army of Darkness as a makeup effects PA. And, when Sam Raimi's working in the thriller space, whether he's adapting Scott Smith's novel, A Simple Plan, which I think is a terrific film, or doing a bonkers horror movie like Drag Me to Hell, I love that Sam Raimi. And this looks like a cross between Drag Me to Hell and A Simple Plan kind of Sam Raimi, where he's not afraid to go all in with the blood and the violence, but he also has a point to make. He delves into the darker areas of human nature. I like to see this movie coming out from 20th Century Studios. It's nice to see them putting something out that's original, that's not a sequel or an IP film. This is an original film coming from Sam. I love the fact that Sam Raimi had a good time working with Rachel McAdams on Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and this is the result of that. I mean, I really like her as an actress, as a talent, and she looks like she's having an absolute ball in this movie. I'm seeing it Friday. I already have my tickets. I'm going to see it in 4DX and 3D. So I can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, to me, once again, it just looks like it's got that Sam Raimi intensity. And just when you can see Rachel McAdams when she's in the office setting, you just feel like there's going to be opportunities for humor within the horror and the thrills and the tension. And again, that's just kind of peak Sam Raimi. Like, that's when he's really in his environment. I love the fact that you brought up Drag Me to Hell, which is, like, I think one of his most underappreciated movies. And this really does seem like kind of a spiritual offspring of that a little bit. So it's going to be really interesting to see how it plays out. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think of these reviews that we're getting for Send Help? I think they look absolutely fantastic. Again, as of this recording, a 93% rating. Are you guys planning on going to see it? What are your expectations? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.